Hello, flight simmers and aviation fans. Today we're going to practice navigation in a Cessna 172, and our flight is from Mountain Home to Boise Air. And in Boise, we are going to practice with the airport chart and also the VOR approach for runway 10 left. What is this approach interesting for us? Because I will practice a circle approach. Okay, we're going to cross Boise VOR at 9,500, then reach track the 343 degree radial outbound to Sala at 16 miles, then turn left in a left circle arc approach, arcing, descending to 7,000 and crossing the 301 radial, descending to 5,000, then tracking to intercept the 101 inbound for runway 10 left. So this is the flight today. So let's start with the inspection.
Parking brake set.
Our parking brake is
Ignition
set.
off.
Ignition off.
Avionics switch off.
Avionics are off.
Battery switch on.
Battery switch on.
Fuel quantity indicator check.
Fuel, we have almost half tank for both tanks, so that's 15 times 2 is 30 gallons.
Low fuel L and R annunciator off.
Annunciator for low fuel and left fuel low. Yeah,
avionics switch on.
Avionics, let's hide our joke. On.
Avionics cooling fan audible.
Yes, I can hear the fan.
Avionics switch off.
Turn it off.
Static pressure alt source valve off. Annunciator panel test.
Annunciator panel test is tested.
Fuel selector both.
Fuel selector is both.
Fuel shut-off valve open.
Fuel shut-off open.
Flaps down.
Flaps
check working.
Down and check working. Working and working.
Taxi light on. Check working.
Taxi light is on.
Landing light on. Check working.
Light on.
Strobe on. Check working. Navigation light on. Check working. Pitot heat on. Check working.
Pitot heat. And to check if it's working, so we have to do our walk around. Okay, let's start with the navigation red and strobe left. Working, beacon, and navigation white. Let's suppose we're doing all the full exterior inspection. Strobe on the right and red on the right for navigation. Checking everything, landing on taxi lights, and here is our Pitot 2, which should be a little hot, warm. So let's say everything's
Pitot heat on. Check working. Pitot heat off.
Off.
Taxi light off. Landing light off. Strobe off. Navigation light off. Battery switch off. Elevator trim neutral.
Elevator trim in neutral.
Before starting engine. Electric equipment off.
Electric equipment, it's everything off.
Avionics switch off.
Avionics off.
Fuel selector both.
Fuel selector both.
Fuel shut-off valve open.
Fuel shut-off open.
Starting engine.
Starting.
Throttle open inch.
Throttle full idle 1/4 of an inch.
Mixture idle cut off.
Mixture full reach idle.
Battery and alternator switches on.
Battery and alternator on.
Beacon on.
Beacon on.
Mixture rich.
Mixture rich.
Auxiliary fuel pump on 3 to 5 seconds, then off.
0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Mixture lean.
Mixture We'll be fine there.
Feet ready to brake.
Feet on pedals, ready to brake.
Propeller area clear. Check and announce.
Propeller area cleared. Propellant area cleared.
Ignition start.
Ignition. Start. Start.
Mixture rich when engine starts.
Mixture rich.
After engine start. Ammeter check.
Ammeter check. 0, which is
avionics switch on.
Avionics on.
Radios on.
Radios on.
Transponder standby.
Transponder set for 1, 2, 0, 0. Standby.
Flaps up.
Flaps up. Okay, flaps are up.
Heading indicator set. D.
Heading indicator. Okay, we have almost off. Just a layer, so okay, 12 degrees. That's in our compass.
Altimeter set. B.
Altimeter. Okay. Now for the altimeter, we listen to the artist, which will be for on time. This will be tune that frequency. This is for the miniature. 123.9. 123.9. 123.9. It's not working. The other way to tune our altimeter is in the at the elevation of the airport and the airport diagram. Yes, it says that where we are is 2990. So it's set here 2990, 2990. Oh, 2900. 40, 60, 80, 90. Okay.
Attitude indicator set.
Attitude indicator is good. So
Run up. Parking brake set.
Parking brake is set.
Flight controls free and correct.
Flight controls free and correct. We'll do that. Okay. Down, left, up, right, down, straight, level. Okay, pedals to the left, pedals to the right. Now we have to check all that the same. See that the external is doing what we want. Okay, to the right, the level goes to rise. So let's check the other and left. Yes, it's working. Now let's see our tail. Rudder right, rudder left. Okay, and the elevator up and elevator down. Okay, so everything's working.
Fuel quantity indicators check.
Fuel quantity indicators. 14 gallon it says, or 48 gallons.
Mixture rich.
Mixture is rich.
Fuel selector both.
Selector both.
Autopilot engaged.
Autopilot engaged.
Flight controls move against AP.
Flight controls move against autopilot. Okay.
Autopilot off.
Autopilot off.
Throttle set 1800 RPM.
1800. 15, 16, 17, 18.
Magnetos L and R150 RPM max decrease.
Here, magnetos right, and this is to almost 17.
Magnetos L and R50 RPM max difference.
And to the left, there's the 100 difference in between right and left. There's the 50, which is good.
Magnetos both.
Magnetos both.
Vacuum gauge check.
Vacuum gauge is green.
Oil pressure check.
Oil pressure.
Oil
green.
temperature
Oil
check.
temperature green.
Ammeter check.
Ammeter is at 0, which is good.
Annunciator panel check.
Annunciator panel check. Working.
Engine idle check 600 to 650 RPM.
Okay, 700, 650, which is good.
Throttle adjust 1000 RPM.
Now I just throttle to 1000. There we are.
Radio set.
Radios. Okay, for radios. So we don't have any ADIs, and at this moment the airport is not powered, so we'll be using the common frequency, which is 1228. 228.
Avionics set.
And avionics. Okay, for the avionics we will be tracking the low VOR, which is 1140. 1140. And later we will use the Boise VOR, which is 113.3. So let's set here 113. 3. Keep using the departure. We are set for the nav 1 113.3 also. 3. Okay. You can see we are at 3.8 now without miles distance. Okay. Now let's check for the direct course to Boise. And once in the air, we will track the direct course to Boise. Okay, good. Departure runway will be 12. Navigation runways. Departure 12. The true is 130. The true landing course. So let's set here 130. 135, I'm sorry. 135. Yes, 135. So this will be our departure runway heading. We will track that until reaching 1,000 feet above ground level AGL. And then the start tracking the guided course to Kilo Bravo Oscar India. Alright.
NAV/GPS set.
NAV and GPS is set. We want to use the GPS.
Taxi.
And we are ready to taxi. So
taxi light on.
Taxi light.
Landing light on.
Landing lights.
Strobe on.
Strobe. Come on.
Navigation light on.
Navigation.
Parking brake release.
After that, before that, I'm sorry, we will announce our taxi and check prior to that check. For that, check our airport chart. So runway 12 or runway 12 is over here, and we are over here. So we will use taxiway Alpha, I think. Alpha, because this one is a bit Bravo, so Alpha should be always taxiways. Runway 12 using taxiway Alpha. Okay, taxi document pan notes. Runway 12 using taxiway Alpha. Then hold short. Okay. Kilo Bravo. Okay, we're reusing the ATC, virtual ATC services. At this moment, I understand we don't have a coverage in our let's see. We will have coverage in our area for ATC, virtual ATC, and we are not. We are here. This is the flight we're going to make, and no ATC coverage, so we will use the common frequency, which is 122.8. Okay, here we go, and as I push the button, we see how we are transmitting. Kilo Mike Uniform Oscar, this is Cessna November 1720 Papa at the Ram Southeast Shelter, taxiing runway 12 using taxiway Alpha. No more response, so looks like we are alone. There's another plane here in Bowen Hill, but in this airport it looks like no, there's no other user connected. So here we go.
Brakes test.
So we're going to release our brakes and immediately check our brakes. Braking, okay, good.
Rudder test.
Now let's test our rudders. There's a combat aircraft in the hangar. Okay, left rudder working. Right rudder working.
Turn coordinator check working.
And as you can see, the turn coordinator is working.
Heading indicator check working.
Heading indicator is working.
Compass check working.
And the compass is also working.
Bateau as needed.
We don't need the Bateau at this time. Let's check for traffic this side and traffic from this side. So we're going to our right.
Before takeoff.
And the remaining of our checklist is just before the takeoff. Oh, this flight we are doing with the in matching the real weather conditions. But when we are close to Boise, we are going to set it with very foggy and foggy, and to practice the navigation without any visual reference. So this way we will enjoy our departure and everything. Or we can set the foggy weather prior to departure. Or maybe doing another flight with a full foggy from the beginning to the end. So let's see. Doing this hotel. Over here. And at the end we will find the threshold for runway 12. Okay, as we will depart on runway 12, but our destination is heading like 320 degrees. So we will start the climb, and reaching 1000, we will make a right turn to track the direct course. Well, tracking direct to our airport. Over the VOR at Mountain Airport, and then after crossing we will track the direct course to Boise, our destination airport. We're going a little fast for turning, so we will brake a little bit. And there's alpha. Alpha for runway 12. As you can see, we have a little crosswind. Oh yes. Why not? Yes. Crosswind. Position. Good. Let's check for traffic over here, and traffic over here. Okay, Kilo Mike Uniform Oscar traffic Cessna November 1720 Papa is lining up runway 12 for north departure.
Transponder on alt.
Transponder.
Autopilot off. Elevator trim set for takeoff.
Elevator trim set for takeoff.
Flaps 0 to 10 degrees.
So then we will use 0.
Align with runway center line.
Now let us align with runway center line.
Set heading indicator.
And we will set our heading indicator. Let us set the heading indicator and calibrate with the compass and then set our heading. Here we are.
Parking brake release.
Brake release.
Normal takeoff. Flaps 0 to 10 degrees. Throttle full. 2300 RPM min.
Throttle full.
Mixture rich.
When it's brake to being the mixture. So let's accelerate to full because we are at 3000 feet. Now full throttle, then let us lean. See?
Annunciator panel clear.
Annunciator panel is clear.
Airspeed indicator check working.
Let's see if our speed indicator is working. Go.
Limp nose wheel 55 KIAS.
50 knots. 55. Here we go. Come on, go up. And airborne. So our piloting and also the climb rate and get back to see if I have to make a more left heading because of the wind to try to climbing within the runway center line. Okay. Yep. Okay. 500 feet above ground. And yes, we are tracking the runway center. And the mistake that we did announce our takeoff on the radio. So, oh my gosh. That is my vision. We are about to reach our first 1000 feet above ground. North from departure. And then we can start doing a right turn. Kilo Mike Uniform Oscar traffic signal 170 Papa turn right to track the IWR to Kilo Mike Uniform Oscar 320 degree outbound. It's 1300 climbing to 11,000. That is our airport. It is. What happened? I don't see this moment. String for the owner or for the brother. That we are flying over, let's check the guided course, which is 319. Just take it to 320. Where are you? 320? You are.
Initial climb 70 to 80 KIAS. Flaps up above 300 en route climb. Airspeed 70 to 85 KIAS.
And we have just crossed the 6,000, so let's begin.
Throttle full. Mixture rich.
Done.
Engine gauges check.
Okay, pressure and temperature.
Taxi / landing lights off above 10,000 feet.
We won't climb above 10,000 feet.
Mixture lean above and every 3,000 feet of climb.
Okay, we're moving, we're going to be reaching 9,500. Okay. We're tracking this course 319.
Cruise.
And the remaining of the checklist is going to be on cruise flight. Alright, travel 1.2 nautical miles distance, travel 1.1 now, and we will accelerate our simulation rate for purposes of doing these flights more entertaining. little right. So let's move a little to our right. So reach almost 8,000 feet. Right, so let's go with it. Let's turn the heading to the right. 1,500, we have 1,000 to go. When we are doing the approach, we want to use the horizontal needle because we want the an ILS approach, the VOR approach. So okay, we are about reaching 1,400. Our speed is starting to increase. 60, 70, 80, 90, and 9,500. So now let us stay in our reach. First of all, let's accelerate to 2,500 RPMs, and then let's okay, we are in our final speed at 2,500 RPM is 101 knots. Good. What's that? Oh, wind. See that? Oof. Cessna 172 Papa, it's leaving Bravo airspace. Coverage or no ATC coverage. Boise? Yes, I think it is. So from here, you see the mountains here, and it's going to do the approach from altitude. Let's now do this interesting. So for the weather, we'll set to manually configure conditions and let us add a cloud layer like stratus, and let's say 3000. Let me look at we want to use more anymore, so goodbye, goodbye, and goodbye. And for Boise we are at 2871, so let's set 3874. And here this is 9503, and 5 changes, and we don't have any more visual references. Okay, now we have the GPS, but we still use the navigation with instruments to perform the approach. So now we are entering into the airspace. And what kind of airspace is that? This is a Charlie airspace. Let's see here. So Kilo Bravo Oscar in the traffic Cessna November 1720 Papa Clash C airspace at 9500 is 7.5 miles southeast. And we are deviated from our course, so let's get out of the track. And maybe when I change the weather configuration, so the wind component was be completely different, so no wind, no drift, so now we will deviate from course. Let us do a more aggressive turn of the track back. Bravo Oscar in the traffic Cessna November 1720 Papa 6 miles east 9500 inbound for VOR approach runway 10 left. And let's go to our left. So let's move to the left. We have done at this moment. See here. This is what we have done. Oh. Let's go back to track. So now what we can do is here is now let us check here the 320, let's 320, and we will use an outbound track. And for our approach, we're tracking the 343 degree course. So here the 343, we have 330. And we have 340. 343. Yes, 34 was high for 3. So it's a 343. Recourse. Okay, we'll be flying above the Boise VOR. And you see how we get the deviation, and then we will start tracking the keyboard. There we go. Kilo Bravo Oscar India traffic signal November 1720 Papa is flying over the VOR and tracking the 343-degree radial outbound at 9,500 for VOR approach runway 10 left. Okay, it looks like we are too far for tracking up to 243. There we go. It's going into the center now. Zero. To the 340. And we are establishing the 343. And let's keep it close. Let's move a little bit to the right. So let's 5 degrees. Good. Okay, what will happen next? As we get Sala at 16 nautical miles, we will do a left turn in an arc, maybe 92 degrees for starting, and doing the arc, and descending to 7,000. That's what we will happen. Okay. Kilo Bravo Oscar India traffic signal November 1720 Papa is 3.5 miles north, tracking the 343 degrees radial outbound, 9,500 for VOR approach runway 10 left. Let's move to the left. So 1, 2 degrees to 243, and let's do 1 degree more just to track back. Okay, so let's see, do we have coverage? ATC coverage? No, we don't. So continue using the common frequency and the radio. Everything's looking fine. So the important thing here when doing the arc, the approach arc, is to maintain the same distance. And the technique says that we have to, okay, when there's moving to the right, and 1, 2 to the right. What we will do is to turn the left turn is 90 degrees, right? So we will turn like 2 degrees more and start watching our DME or distance indication. 69. Kilo Bravo Oscar India traffic signal November 1720 Papa is tracking the outbound 343 degree radial 9,500. It's 6 miles for the VOR approach runway 10 left. moving to the right, so it's one a little more to the right. Okay, and when we have the 16, then we will start turning when we have 15.5. We start doing our left turn. Then we will watch once establishing the 92 degrees left turn. We'll keep tracking the DME, the distance indicator. If that increases, so we'll do left turn from 3 degrees or 5, maybe 5. And if that decreases, so we don't move anymore, we'll continue that course, that heading until the distance will reach the 16. So that's the technique for doing this arc approach. 8.4, 5. Kilo Bravo Oscar Ranger traffic Cessna November 1720 Papa is 9 miles north, tracking the outbound radial 343 for VOR approach runway 10 left, 9,500. Okay, celebrating our simulation rate. 10 at 12 and then Kilo Bravo Oscar in the traffic station November 1720 Papa is 12 miles north, tracking the outbound 343 degrees radial outbound 9,500 for VOR approach runway 10 left. And there is Sala, as you can see. So the turnoff will descend to 7,000 because we are 9,500. Okay. So let's increase our simulation rate again. 5, 6, 7, 8, 39, forward again, 41, 42, 43, 44, 45, 46, 7, 9, okay, and announce Kilo Bravo Oscar in the traffic station November 1720 Papa is 15 miles north, tracking the outbound 343 degree radial 9,500 for VOR approach runway 10 left. And now we will turn 90 degrees, so we have 90 here, 91, 92 to the left. You can see. And start our descent, so this our RPMs and this. Obviously, then we start to move because we are debating for the 243. And we can turn tracking what is the radar we are on. You see, we have almost established in our left turn, and we are 16.2. So we can at this moment making a left degree 1, 2, 3 for correcting and see what happened with this point 2. Okay. Announced and we are in the 3 degree right here. And we can do it also here. We can use this one to tracking our what's the radial we are located in the 16 nautical miles out. And as you can see, that 12 16.2 hasn't moved. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's turn a little more aggressive turn to decrease that, so to get into the arc and decrease our distance to our VOR. So now you can see it decreased to 0.1, so which is good. We are closer to the planned 16 94 miles. We are 16.1. We are pushing it really well. Okay, and announce Kilo Bravo Oscar Uniform traffic. Kilo Bravo Oscar India traffic. Cessna November 1720 Papa. It's an approach active for runway 10 left. 16 miles north, and the Rwy 330 at 8,300 descending to 7,000 for VOR Approach runway 10 left. Okay, now when we are approaching the 300 degrees, we will announce again at 16.1, and we will move for 1, 2, 3, 4. And what we will do with navigation radio, not one radio, we could be tracking the 301. So it said here 330, 300, and 301. And when we will be crossing here, we'll start our descent to 5,000. Okay, this is Felek. We have 7,800. Okay, 62 increase, so we have to do our arc. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and let's do 6 at this moment. 7,500. $400. $300. It didn't react, so let's do another 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7,200. 7,100. Vertical speed, increasing RPMs now. 200. You can see, so the distance is constant. So that's the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 this time. 440 RPMs. We're on the 310 zero line. Stays constant, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We're doing good. Now it moved, so probably we will be in good arc distance. This is what we wanted to get closer to the 60 miles. We are about to approach the bit fast, so let's decrease our speed a bit. Oh, maybe not. Still missing. We are on the 305 degree. So from 300. Our descent to 5,000. Kilo Bravo Oscar in the traffic, Cessna November 1720 Papa. It's 16 miles now west. Arcing and the approach for runway 10 left at 16 miles. VOR Radio 300. Descending to 5. And what we'll do with our navigation 1 radio is set into the inbound course into 101. We have just crossed this point, and then the next to track will be 101 inbound. So we have here the 100. And here's the 101. Our distance is 15.9, so we won't touch anything here until the distance increases to 16,000. We will a little bit into the arc, so now we have 16,000. We can turn 1 degree now. Now let's see what happened here. Now 6,000, so there's 1,000 to go. Kilo Bravo Oscar in the traffic signal November 1720 Papa 16 miles south, arcing for VOR approach runway 10 left at 6,000, descending to 5,000 on the radial 290. Now let's track for the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 because the distance increased. So now let's track. See for the 280. And it will be close to the 281, so this one will return to our left 101 degree course. Still one head. And we will the now we continue our speed, so 62 now, so 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 for now, and we will start now turning to our 100 degrees. Inbound course. Kilo Bravo Oscar in the traffic signal November 1720 Papa is turning 101 degree course inbound for VOR approach runway 10 at 16 miles west. That's 5,000 feet. Good. There's some good RPMs to come and let's obviously our system decreases because we are inbound. We do our arc. See, not so bad. Okay, now there are two runways. As you can see, one runway is the two runways in two, and runway 10 right is is closer than 10 left, and 10 right has the entry lights, and 10 left doesn't have. So start our descent to 4100 and across the 12 miles. So we are 12 to 100. Kilo Bravo 7, the traffic says November 172 Sierra Papa is in down wrong approach runway 10 left, 111 miles, 5,700 descending 4, sorry 4,700 descending 4,000. Increase our speed to 80 knots. 200 now. 200 and so. See, we don't have a visual reference yet. Continue exterior. Okay. 109, decreasing our speed to, and we'll set flaps to 1. To maintain the 800 knots. Okay, and when we close the 6th nautical miles, which represent the minimum, which is 3,240. But we will announce when we are at 6 miles. We should have announced when we are at 9 miles. For rudder.
Altitude and fuel selector mode before landing. Fuel selector mode.
Balanced.
Mixture rich.
Okay, we're pressing our auto marker, so we will announce now. Kilo Bravo Oscar India traffic, Cessna November 172 Sierra Papa 6 mile west inbound runway 10 left approach. VOR approach 4,100. And it is send out to you. $2,340. And increase our speed to 70 knots. And now we have visual reference, okay, which is good. Now we can see both air runways. So fine. Let's reduce our speed to 370 and start to align with runway 10 left. Kilo Bravo Oscar India traffic Cessna November 172 Sierra Papa. It's on final for runway 10 left, VOR approach. Let us deactivate our autopilot. Kilo Bravo Oscar in the traffic Cessna November 172 Sierra Papa is on final runway 10 left. You may ask why not landing on runway 10 right? Well, let's suppose it is closed for repairs. That's the objective of this practice. Kilo Bravo Oscar in the traffic Cessna November 172 Sierra Papa is on final runway 10 left. good landing because we didn't land on the center of the runway. Something wrong with this control. So let's turn left here. Kilo Bravo Oscar India traffic signal November 1720 Papa is clear of runway 10 left. Okay, we exceeded on Echo. And we have Alpha in front of us. So we don't need this chart anymore. We exceeded on Echo and we are going to general aviation parking. So we are looking in the left turn on Alpha and look for Alpha 5. So now let us announce. Kilo Bravo Oscar India, traffic signal November 1720 Papa, it's a taxiway Echo, taxiing to general aviation parking, it's in taxiways Alpha 5. For traffic to our right and to our left. And we are clear, so let's do it. Traffic again. We will look for Alpha 5 to our right. There is Alpha 5. Come on, guys. And we will park next to the aircraft, and at the end, to its right. And right in front of this hangar. Okay. Oh, mistake. Didn't raise the flap after leaving the runway. That happened because I'm not following the checklist.
Taxi and landing lights on. Autopilot off. Normal landing. Flaps down. Final approach speed. Touchdown main. Landing roll lower no. Braking minimum required. After landing. Flaps up.
There it is.
Landing lights off.
Okay, and the lights off.
Taxi lights on. Strobe off. Elevator trim reset to neutral.
Elevator trim reset to neutral.
Transponder standby.
Transponder should be on standby frequency.
Parking. Parking brake set.
Brake set.
Transponder off.
Transponder off now.
Avionics off.
on itself.
Engine idle check 600 to 650 RPM.
Not at 650. No, it is.
Magnetos cutoff check.
Magnetos.
Mixture idle cutoff.
Mixture idle. Come on, mixture.
Securing. Ignition off. Taxi lights off.
Taxi off.
Navigation lights off.
Nav
Alternator off. Battery switch off. Fuel selector left or right.
Selector left or right.
Specs.
And we are done. So that was it. Thanks for flying, accompanying us in this flight again. And we'll see you next time. Have a nice day.